So I think that when I was manifesting my specific person, and even when I wasn't manifesting my specific person, because I didn't really know about manifestation back then, I think that at that time he could feel my energy, he could feel whatever I was going through on some level, even if it was very unconscious. And I've got a few examples of what's led me to believe that this is true. So I'm going to share those with you in this video. It's such an interesting topic. Can our specific person feel our energy? So interesting. So before I get into this video, I've got a few things to say to you. One is that I've started writing a really exciting book called How I Manifested My Specific Person. And it's so interesting writing it because, and I haven't finished it, so you can't buy it yet, but you will be able to soon. But it's so interesting writing it because it's made me feel very romantic, and it's made me feel a lot of stuff that's come up as I've been writing it, through remembering the journey and remembering when we met and remembering our connection and what it was like back in the early days and all of the things that we went through. It's made me feel so grateful for the relationship that I'm in now. It's made me feel so much love for my partner that I'm now with, and actually so excited to share with you our story. I've been doing this channel for a while now. I shared my story on how I manifested my specific person a couple of years ago, and sometimes it feels like that story has faded into the background for me and I don't think about it all the time, and I'm just living in the relationship that I'm in now, and it's become very normal and just part of my life. And sometimes I forget what a journey we went on and what I went on, the journey that I went on through our very many ups and downs and turbulent times and things that were difficult, and how much I wanted it and how much I missed him when we weren't together. And writing this book has reminded me of how much we've been through, and it's just made me feel so much love. So I'm really excited to share with you my whole story in a lot more detail than maybe I can on the videos. I'm really putting a lot of thought into this, so look out for that. It'll be coming soon at some point. I've written really only a few chapters of it so far, and I've got a lot to say. So I'm just really excited to get on with it, really. I'm so motivated. I swear, having a baby has made me the most productive I've ever been in my life, because time is so limited and I've just got to think, right, the baby's asleep now, so I can write this chapter of my book, or I can do a video, or I can get things done. And it's just made me feel so energized and excited to work on Corrie T stuff, share stuff with you, and really get to know lots more of you in the coming months and in 2024 and in time to come. So that's really exciting. I've also just released my first ever ebook, which is called the Self-Love Manual, and it's a 30-page document and workbook for you to really learn how to love yourself. It's something that I really struggled with whenever I was, learning to love myself. It's like, how do you do it? I needed a manual. So I've written the manual that I wish I had when I was learning to love myself. Okay, so you can find that on my website, and you can also get it for free if you join Love Embodied, which is my new 2-week embodiment immersion, which starts on the 31st of January and ends on Valentine's Day. And it's all about embodying and becoming the love that we want to receive in our life. So it'll help you get into receiving mode. It'll help you get into a state of love. Those feelings that we're wanting to receive from someone else, if we can learn to become them, be them, embody them, the world and our relationships has to mirror back to us who we are being. Okay, so it's all about who we're being, and this 2-week immersion is going to really help you to get into the practice of becoming the love that we want to experience. So if you want any more information about the Self-Love Manual or the Love Embodied program, then you can find all the information for that in the links below. Right, so back to, can your specific person feel you when you're manifesting them? Such an interesting question. So back years ago, when I didn't really know about conscious creation, I hadn't been watching loads of videos about manifesting a specific person or anything. I was just thinking about Johnny a lot. When I was in Australia, he was in Cambodia, he was in lots of different countries actually. We were apart, we were both with other people. Our lives had kind of pulled us apart for years. And I think, honestly, on some level, I thought about him at some point every day for 4 years. And I wasn't, you know, obsessively thinking about it. There were times where I really missed him, and then days where I wouldn't really be thinking about it that much. I was getting on with my life. He was always in the background for me. And then about 4 years after we had not spoken, we started speaking again on Facebook Messenger. And there was a message that he sent me, which I will put on my Instagram and share it on my community tab, where he had said, I could always sort of feel you around. You never went away from me. He actually spelt it, I could always sort of feel you around, because he did a typo. But he said, I could always sort of feel you around me. You never went away. And later in the conversation, he said, it's really annoying. Why can't I forget about you? And I always thought that's so interesting that he's had a similar type of experience. And I've always wondered and always thought maybe it was because I was thinking about him. Or who knows, maybe it's because he was thinking about me that I was thinking about him. Maybe we were manifesting each other on some level. But there was definitely this energetic and unconscious pull that we had to each other, which he expressed in the language that he used, because this is such an experiential thing, isn't it? It's hard to explain in words, but he was saying he always had a feeling that I was around him, and he always had these thoughts like that his life might be more interesting or more fun or whatever if I'd been there, even though he was getting on with his life. The other thing that happened when I was in Italy is that I was aware of conscious manifestation. I was aware of manifesting very much, and I was doing it all the time. I was thinking about it all the time. And I remember really wanting to hear from him one night. I remember just really, really pining after a message, and I wanted to hear from him. And, you know, I was missing him and thinking, you know, will he ever speak to me again, and all this kind of stuff. And I was thinking about him so much and so intensely, and it was painful and really quite unhealthy, actually. I remember that day in particular, I was thinking, I'm going to get a message from him today. I'm going to hear from him today. And just really thinking about him a lot, all day. And then out of the blue, at a time when he would never usually text me, he messaged me saying, I can't stop thinking about you. I can't sleep because I can't stop thinking about you. Why are we not together? I don't understand what this is, and I just miss you. And that's what I wanted to say. And I was like, how weird. How weird that he messaged me at a time that he wouldn't usually message me, and it had been that day that it had been so intense for me, and then he'd had a similar intense experience and then shared that with me. It felt like, this is interesting. Yeah, I've been really thinking about him all day, and then he messages me like that with that type of intensity. It was so weird. If you haven't seen the Q&A videos that I've done with my specific person, they're on a specific playlist where you can see all those videos that I've done with him. And quite often we get asked this question, could you feel Karina manifesting you when you were apart? And he always answers it in a similar way. He doesn't know, but he knows that he had a type of feeling or a sense that I hadn't gone away. So it's really interesting to also hear it from his point of view as well. You know, and now he tells me when he thinks about it, actually, yeah, it was interesting because I would think about you, but I wouldn't really realise that I was thinking about you. You know, things would remind him of me and things like that. There was one time that was so interesting where I was in Italy, and I don't know if I've told this on another video, but I was in Italy and he was in Korea, and then out of the blue, suddenly he saw a jumper in a shop that said ciao on it. So it was really weird because he was thinking, I haven't seen anything Italian. There's nothing Italian about being in Korea. You know, it's all just that type of culture where he was. It was very in the thick of the Korean culture. And then suddenly he saw this jumper in a shop window that said ciao. And he immediately thought of me. You know, another day where I had been thinking about him and really thinking about him a lot. So it's funny how the universe does that, isn't it? Like plants stuff to be like, hey. Also, say that jumper was there and he hadn't been thinking about me on some level, that jumper wouldn't have reminded him of me, but it did because he was thinking about me. I was in his mind, you know? So I just find it really interesting. It's one of these things that's actually fairly unanswerable. You might be searching on the internet for a long time trying to find the answer. Can my SP feel me manifesting them? And you might never find the answer. You can make up your own story with this because no one's ever going to tell you definitively how it is, are they? So you can be in the narrative, yes, my SP can feel my energy. I know my SP is thinking about me. You can think that if you want. You can believe that because it's up to you, you know. But what you don't want to do, what you really don't want to do is get obsessed with this. Let's take this with a pinch of salt. Let's take it lightly and let's not be scared of it. Especially if you're feeling negative, especially if you're feeling down and you're missing this person. You don't want to get scared that your SP can feel you feeling in that energy, right? Don't get too serious about this because actually my specific person and my partner now, he didn't have any intense like, whoa, I can really feel her manifesting me. What is that? I can't stop thinking about her. Oh my goodness, what's that energy that I can feel from Karina? He didn't do that. It's not like that. We don't need to be that scared of it. You know, it's just maybe an unconscious thing, maybe an unconscious type of energy, maybe an unconscious awareness or something, but it's nothing really intense that's going to mess up your manifestation. The thing that I think affects you and affects your energy and the way that you're feeling and affects the feeling that this is not happening and it's not working and my manifestation's not going to happen is when you are in the I need to work out how to manifest my specific person and I need to figure it out and I need to watch all the videos and I need to ask people and I need to get the reassurance. That's the chasing energy that if nothing else hurts you, okay? So it doesn't scare away your manifestation. It doesn't make it not happen, but actually it makes your experience of the process feel very difficult and hard, and you don't want to do that to yourself. So you've got to be more in a light-hearted type of energy, like I trust my life, I trust that things are unfolding, I'm going to work on my self-love, I'm going to work on feeling good about myself, I'm going to have fun, I'm going to go about my day, and I'm going to trust the process. And if I think about this person, which you inevitably will, you know, maybe a lot, then that's okay. That's okay, that's just where you are at the moment. But focus on you. That's the most important thing. The most important thing in all of this is that you focus on you feeling good about you and then you trust the process, and that's it. So I hope you found this video useful, interesting. I'm going to put that screenshot that I was talking about on my community tab and on my Instagram. And then if you've got any questions or you'd like to work with me, if you'd like to look at the self-love manual, like to join Love Embodied, or you'd like to sign up for the March cohort of the Conscious Creators Masters Academy, that's what's now on my website. So if you're interested in that or you'd like to talk to me about that, you can book a one-to-one call if you'd like some more information about the Conscious Creators Academy. So thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.